Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Drop-In CEO podcast. I'm Deb Coviello, your host, and I am so grateful I have this platform to speak to you week after week, whether you are a CEO, president, C-suite executive, or somebody who is highly talented, moving up in their career, but might be stuck. I am hoping that these episodes that I provide you are valuable, and I see week after week the downloads are increasing. I see repeat locations. I want to thank those people out there as loyal listeners for giving me the energy and the inspiration to keep going. And for any of you, this is the first time you've heard my voice, hear my insights. Thank the person that introduced you to this episode. I am grateful for that person. Or if you just found me and decided to drop in, I, again, am excited to earn your trust and bring amazing value. And so a little bit about today's episode. It is about standing out, just standing out because you are at the year end. And yes, there is data provided when it comes to your year-end review, your assessment. What are you going to get in terms of a performance review? It feels such a defining, acute point in history for which sometimes you just don't feel like you have control, and you simply have to accept the data that is presented to you and sometimes letting it define you. And I say nay to that. One of the things that and again, I'm just going to have a quick conversation with you today because it's really, really important, and it may not be perfect. I'm going to flub my words, but it's what's the most important is getting the message across to you about how you can take control of your mindset and your career and not let a performance review or even your resume define you. So one of the things, keys to getting ahead is not only always sharing your value. Sometimes we think we are sharing our value in a boring resume or CV, but telling a story to draw people in is really what we should be doing. As you reflect on your year and accomplishments and the stories of how you've overcome challenges or successfully led teams, do you know how to tell these stories to others? It's an important question because maybe in our mind we know what we did. We can put down the details in a PowerPoint to say, I did X, Y, and Z. But do you know how to tell a story to draw people in, to set you apart? And the reason for this conversation I'm having with you is that if you interview for a new role in your company or outside the company or even starting a business, no one wants to hear the details of your resume, such as I was able to impact $100,000 savings to the bottom line. Guess what? Every other resume says that, but you are not your resume. You need to stand out. For every accomplishment like that $100,000 cost savings, that you need to follow the hero's journey to tell the story and draw people in to trusting you are the person to solve this issue. It's important, not only the data and the specifics, but knowing how to deliver it in a story that creates awe and wonderment and people hanging on to your every last word till you get to the end of what was the impact of that accomplishment. Time and time again on my podcast interviews, I have done this exactly. I will tell you about a particular accomplishment and the story behind that whenever I have been a guest on some shows and I answer a question of the podcast host. Sometimes by the time I get to the end of my story, their mouths are open and they are lost in what I have shared with them, and almost to the point where they have to snap out of it and remember what they were going to ask me next or respond to it or take control back of the conversation. So I will tell you that when you tell your story, you actually do stand out and make an impression. Or maybe you bored the person. I don't know. But I'm supposing, and I'm an optimist, that you have put them in awe of what you have just told them. So I discuss this now because at the end of the year, others will assess you and provide you a review, which may or may not portray your value. It is an assessment against an agreed upon set of goals, but barely anything about value. Now, maybe there's our numerical values about achieving a percent market share or delivery performance. Yes, people can put dollar values against that, but they're very, very definitive. They're very specific. They're a single point of data. Value is different. Value is created by knowing how to message what you did and the impact with the storytelling behind the way you did it in order to connect with humanity. It's far different than just the numerical values of those achievements. Now, what I want to do is put a little context behind this to give you a bad, a better, and a best way to do this. So listen closely to how not to do it and how you might be able to evolve your storytelling. Again, it's associated with $100,000 cost saving. So ready? Here is bad. I was responsible for implementing a $100,000 cost savings initiative in 6 months. Yes, that is what the resume might say. But where's the impact? So what? What does that mean? It's nice. It might get somebody's attention, but doesn't express your value, which is different than the numerical cost savings. It's not a predictor of your future impact to the organization. This is bad. Now, let me propose better. I was responsible for implementing a $100,000 cost savings initiative by leveraging good change management, engaging with others, and ensuring stakeholders were informed and leveraged during the 6-month event. Now, this sounds better. There are more buzzwords in here. You sound politically correct. You sound business polished. You sound like you have it all going for you. And people who are not really interested in the details, just the buzzwords, that is better. That is better because you leveraged your stakeholders, you did a lot of good change management, and you got the end goal. But so what? Let me propose you a best way. I was challenged with a $100,000 cost savings initiative in 6 months, and knowing it was a challenging task, I had to spend some time reflecting on how I would make this easy to be adopted and maximize sustainable impact. I remember going to one of the plant managers who was often an early adopter. I tried a new way to message the initiative and how to customize it to his needs. He looked at my proposal and said he loved how I visually represented it so that he could try into it and lean into it. And we later tweaked the proposal based on his input, and we moved forward. And when I spoke about it at the next leadership meeting, he was quick to share the value of this approach with others, and then jumped in, and it spawned additional discussion. Had I not done this, I would have delivered the initiative with either crickets responding and hope I got compliance, or possibly deflection and why we couldn't do it. However, through leveraging my early adopters and that early collaboration, I found a path forward that got the result and the desired impact. Now, that was a story. That was real facts. That was a real situation. Tom Grant, thank you. Thank you, Tom, for being that person that I had the courage to try something new and be able to move a quality initiative while I was working at Givaudan. It's a real story, but you need to learn how to tell those stories to really articulate your value. I'm just going to ask you, do you see a difference? Now, it does take practice, but this is what sets you apart and positions you for your next role, position, or project. 2023 may be closed and sealed because of a data point or performance review. But for you, you have an opportunity to not accept the assessment of you, but project your value so that people feel and realize it. It's very, very different. So this was a little shorter, but highly impactful. I hope this lesson was helpful to you, and I want to partner with you to help you. If this is you, to know how to do storytelling, it's up to you to have the awareness to do something a little bit different and the decision to invest in yourself to evolve these skills. So, tag, you are it. It's all with you. It's up to you to now have the awareness and take action on what I have shared with you. If you are a leader out there that already understands the value of storytelling and others just don't, maybe I could partner with you and be able to help you develop those essential skills so that all of the people on your team and around you have that kind of impact, and it elevates the collective. But if it's you, I am here for you. And there are many ways you can connect with me. Reach out to me on my website, dropinceo.com. Go to my contact page and schedule a 30-minute complimentary conversation just to get to know each other. And perhaps I can impart some easy thoughts with you to get you on your way. And also, I play on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where you can direct message me, ask if we can connect. And again, we can schedule some time together. Also, just going to put it out there, we've launched our YouTube channel. And so if you want to see the video version of this as well, please go to my YouTube channel and check out that resource. I know some of you like to visually review these things as well as some shorts out there. So we are evolving. I am trying to project more value. I've been sharing my stories, but I want to ask you, what stories are you going to share in the new year to truly project your value? And so I want to thank you for dropping in on another episode of the Drop In CEO podcast. I do hope this was helpful, and I just want to wish you well. And until we meet, much success. And take care now. Bye.